up, my gangsters? Yo guys, what's up? Zay the Oops Gangster here. So for today's tutorial, I'm going to show you something that's pretty neat and pretty much pointless. Running Windows ME on an Android device. Now if you haven't heard of Windows ME, then I wouldn't be surprised. Windows ME was sort of the Vista of its time. No one really liked it, had a lot of bugs, and it was short-lived. But nonetheless, it was still a great operating system from Microsoft. Now, running it on an Android device requires the following. First, you'll need a Windows ME ISO. If you have one, great. If you don't have one, the internet. Next, you'll need to download Keyboard Manager for your PC. I provided a link in the description down below. And you basically just download and install it. And Keyboard Manager is just like VirtualBox. It's going to allow us to set up the Windows ME virtual machine so that we can install it to the image file and transfer it to an Android device. And finally, you need an Android device with at least 500 megabytes of free space available. And that's it. So, let's get it started.
Open source gangster, hey!
Alright, so now after you download the blank image file, what we're going to do is we're going to open up Keyboard Manager. So let's go over here. What we're going to do is go to VM, New Virtual Machine. You can give it a name. I'm just going to call it Windows ME. And next, how much memory you want to allocate for a computer. So I'm going to say 1024, and this is just for your PC, not for your Android device. And we can see do not using a virtual disk image. Next, and hit finish. From there, let's go to drives, hard disk 0, and now what you want to do is look for the blank image disk that you downloaded earlier. So I put on my desktop, Windows ME, and oh, I probably deleted it by mistake. What we're going to do is we're going to copy this, paste that right there. Alright, there we go. So select the blank image file and hit OK. And for your CD-ROM, you want to go to your Windows ME ISO. And once again, mine I place right there and hit OK. Once you have that, you can go over here and all this can remain the same and hit start. What we're going to do is we're going to start a computer without CD-ROM support. Start without CD-ROM support. Alright, now we need to do fdisk. So type in fdisk and hit enter. Enter, 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 and hit escape. Now we need to reboot the system. I'm just going to do the lazy way and just go up here, just stop and hit yes, and want to reboot the system. Now what we're going to do is go down to start computer with CD-ROM support. Second option. Great. Now we need to format our drive C, virtual drive C. Format C colon. Y enter. And if you want to enter volume name, you can. I don't want to, so it's going to enter. And there we have it. As you see, Windows ME was not the most user-friendly thing to set up. Now we're almost at the actual setup process. So we're going to change to our optical drive. So hit capital E, colon, we're in our optical drive. Now, depending on your ISO you're using, if you go to dir, you should see the setup exe listed. Like I said, depending on ISO you're using, hopefully using another one, you have another way to get to the setup exe. Anyway, we're going to type in setup, hit enter. Hit enter again. Great, Microsoft SanDisk, no disk errors. We can hit exit. And we are in the Windows Millennium Edition setup. Alright, so now that we're in the Windows ME setup, we can start going through the setup process. So we'll hit next, next. Pretty much just keep hitting next all the way to the end of this installation. Actually, just one thing I do want to show you. So hang tight for this. We go to typical, next. You can give your computer a name if you really want to, and a description. I really don't care. Next, United States, sure. Let's go through this. Alright, when you get to this part where it asks you to insert a disk, just hit cancel. And hit OK, and hit finish. And now let it run through the setup process and do its thing. Alright, so once it begins the first round of setup, you usually get to the screen where it says setup has finished, please restart your computer. So we're going to hit OK. Now, Keyboard Manager does not do a good job at restarting itself, so we're just going to manually go up here to the stop, and hit stop, and yes. Then we're going to restart it. Oh, and actually, here's one thing I do want to point out. We're going to stop this again. What we want to do is actually go to drives, go to the CD-ROM drive, and clear that. Then go over here and go to start. That way you don't get back to the whole installation screen. Boot, And here we go. And we're going to resume the installation from this point. And now what we're doing is just updating the system configuration and system settings. Now, here is the crucial thing. Once this ends, it's going to want to reboot. That's when you have to hit stop and not let the virtual machine reboot. Because if it reboots, I mean, it'll probably still work on your device, but I found the best way to get this to work is actually to continue running the setup on your device. So I'll show you what I mean in a second. But just make sure you're at this screen right now, and we'll take it from there. Alright, so now we're at the crucial part where I'm talking about restarting a computer. What we want to do is go up here and hit stop, because we actually don't want your computer restarting. Now, like I said, you can try it out, and I'm sure it will probably have no effect if you have the computer restart, and let the install finish. However, just in my testing, I have found that completing the install on a computer tends to create issues when you transfer it to your Android device. Not saying it will happen, but let's just stay on the safe side. So now what we're going to do is we're going to transfer the image file to our Android device. So I'm going to open up to where I have my blank image file at. Goes over. Here's our blank image file, and as you can see from the file size, it's no longer blank. So we're going to copy, and we're going to move this to our SD card. I'm going to use my tablet and paste. So we'll move that blank image file to anywhere on your SD card, either internal or external.
Alright guys, so now that you have transferred the blank image file to your Android device, let's get emulating. So to do this, we're going to use an application called Limbo Pc Emulator. Now, it's similar to Bosch and Qmo, and actually it runs the same SDL library. The only difference is this application makes it a little easier to set up the virtual machine, so you get a lot more options to work with, and just a lot more things you can tweak that you did not get with Bosch or Qmo. So you download this, and it's free, and it's available in the Google Play Market. Of course, I'm in the market. This is just a suggestion, but you may also want to download a keyboard called Hacker's Keyboard, and that's just because sometimes you will have to hit the F1 or F something key, function key, and obviously the stock Android keyboard does not have function keys readily available. So download that if you would show desire. Opening up Limbo Pc Emulator, we have all these options. The first thing we want to do is go up to here and go to New, and we're just going to call this Windows ME. Create. Alright, for our CPU, we're going to change it to a KVM 64-bit. And that's just because, once again, in testing, I found that just worked best. But you can change it to whatever you want. CPUs, we're going to keep it to 1. RAM size, keep it to 120 megabytes. However, if your device does not have that much RAM available, then obviously don't set it that high, because this will cause it to crash. ISO, we can leave blank. What we want to do is go down to hard disk A and choose a QCal image. So let's go to open, and then here it is right here for me, and we select our QCal image. And finally at the bottom, you have some extra options. You can enable high priority, and that will possibly give you a faster emulation speed. However, sometimes the side effects are pretty much that the program will crash constantly, and that's not going to be any fun. So you can try enabling that. Sometimes it does work better, but then it gives you, the program will crash immediately. Sometimes, not all the time. Alright, so that's pretty much it. So let's go back up to the top, and we are going to hit start. And let's see if this boots. Windows ME, look at that. Let's just so we see it bigger, I'm going to go to menu, more, scaling. We're going to fit this to screen. Here we are booting Windows ME. Alright, so when you get to here, you usually see a disk check. Go down here to cancel. We do not want to do a disk check. Bam. Yeah, we do not definitely want to do a disk check, just because that's going to take forever. Okay, so it's going to update our hardware information database. So it's going to pretty much put together the final few procedures that it needs before we start Windows ME. So this is going to be maybe about another 5-minute process. Alright, so here's where it wants us to type in our username and password. I didn't create one, and I don't want to create one, so I'm just going to hit OK, and just keep that blank. And we'll tap that. Okay, once it's create username, keyboard, it's going to create D. Alright, come on, bring this up. Hit OK. Alright, so yeah, I kind of want you to create a username, unfortunately. Alright, so now it's asking us, do we want to save the hardware settings and restart our computer? I'm going to hit no, because I normally just don't. But, Of course, if you do, feel free to hit yes. Come on, see if we can hit that. Oh, come on. Go right there. Yeah, now. Well, this is the final configuration that it needs to do. And like I said, this was the part that I felt was best to actually do on your Android device rather than on Cube Manager. And that's because of my testing. For some reason, it just goes haywire when doing Cube Manager, then transfer it to your device. So I decided to do it on the device itself. So this is going to take approximately another 5 minutes. Like I said, it just takes a little time. Must have some patience with this. And alright, here we are. We are in Windows ME. So I kind of skipped through the rest of the setting up process just to get right to the desktop. And as you see, we're right now in Windows ME. And it is pretty neat, honestly. So let's take a look around here. Now, performance-wise, it's not as slow as Windows XP. However, it's still pretty slow. Don't expect to be able to do anything on here. This is more just a concept and just showing you that it can be done. So for all you people out there saying, no, Windows ME cannot be ran on Android, it is possible. That's one way to the start menu comes up. I'm still waiting for the start menu to come up. It's been about like 30 seconds. Oh, there it goes. Oh, it just went away. Let's go back down to start menu. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. Right over there. I don't know what's really up with this mouse on here. It's really annoying. There we go. Alright, let's go down here. Hit start. I mean, if you think this is slow, look at Windows XP running on Android. That was slow. Documents. Alright, just open up the Documents folder and you want to see how long that takes to load? Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? Alright, I'm kind of glad I caught this. Wow. Did I really get a BSOD? Okay. Alright guys, I swear that was not planned. And I'm glad I actually caught this on video. Because wow. Alright. Okay, so you know what? F this. Alright. So that's how to run Windows ME on your Android device. Like I said, I mean, it's more of a concept and a cool thing to do. There's really no point to it whatsoever, I agree. And, I mean, it's just a cool thing to say that you can do, and nothing more. So thanks for watching, and tune in for another galvanizing video. Thanks.